Hey, what's going on, guys? Hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone is enjoying their weekend. I know it's been a long time since I've been on this channel. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I haven't been on here because I have actually been struggling with continuing to do this channel. I talked about it whenever I did the last video on how I was gonna try to redirect and reinvent some of the stuff on this material in here. But I do have something I want to talk about, but I just hope you guys are doing well. I know it's been a long time again, and I just got some mistakes. If anything, I put something on this channel, I'm gonna be candid and I'm gonna be honest. And it's not like I haven't been honest before, but I had to reevaluate some perspectives and when dealing with certain things in the Black community, and just dealing with the community and dealing with things in this country as a whole. It's just been really hard to put something on here. But I do want to share something. A lot of people have different opinions about how to help the Black community, to help dealing with community issues, dealing with the mindsets, and people have different perspectives and different ways to mitigate or try to come up with solutions to help or make the African American community a better place and in a better position, more rather. Some people want to use reparations, some people want to use programs, and people want to state certain things. But to be honest, this is one of the problems I have with it. And I think, things such as in the news, take it for what you will, Newport News school shooting, 6-year-old student shoots a teacher. Teacher, got into altercation with the student. I don't know if it's disciplinary, where she was trying to tell the student something. He had an issue with her. I don't know if it was just something that spanned over a few days, a few months, in regards to the building up of this 6-year-old getting a weapon and pointing at the teacher and shooting her in the chest. Don't know if the student was African American. Don't know anything about the situation besides what I'm reading on the news. But in a general sense, this is what problems we have, not just in the Black community, but all throughout, where parenting and parents and upbringings are not being done the correct way. One of the issues I have, if you are in your elder years and you are calling yourself some type of elder or a patriarch, and you pride yourself of being the oldest living person, you pride yourself on having grandkids and great grandkids and stuff like that, do your due diligence to pour into these children, pour into in your family. We can look at perspectives of this person may, when it comes to family structure, we have some, men and women get together, they have children, a lot of times, 9 times out of 10, if an issue happens in that relationship, the parent splits up, right? The parent splits up and the father goes one way, the mother goes the next way. And these kids are either single parents, single moms or single dads or whatnot, taking care of these kids. People remarry. People have other spouses and relationships, and then they have more kids or whatever the case may be, and you have them just mixing up. These problems are causing issues. And what I mean by that is, if you get into these relationships, and I'm speaking to myself as well, in regards to men, pouring into the children, the family structure, building and trying to make something solid, you're going to have situations like this. You're going to have situations where teachers cannot teach or discipline a child, and where they go home and they get hands to a weapon. They get it in the school. And then when the teacher tries, the teacher now gets shot and killed, or not killed, but shot. Something went wrong where a 6-year-old got a hold to a gun, got a hold to bullets, how did he even know how to load the weapon? Was the weapon already loaded? Somehow the parents failed. There was a single mother, just like back during the Christmas holidays, during December. I don't know how old he was, 10 or 11. I'm not sure. I read the article a while back. He shoots his mother in the head because she chose not to buy a video game or some Roblox or something. And she gets shot and killed by her own son because she had a weapon on. He knew what a weapon was. He knew, if it was loaded or not, and pointed the gun and shot her mother and killed her. I'm not saying it's all on certain individuals. If you don't take the time to heal from family issues, if you are a male and your father was never there, and you decide to move forward with your kids, have children, or be involved in someone else's life, try your best to do the healing. Try your best to try to understand what happened to you. So, you can try to pour into the youth today. If you're getting involved into a marriage or a relationship, and there may be either you have children of your own, or you have stepchildren, or you may be around a woman that has other children, do you heal so you can be able to help them? Try to heal until you can help them. It's not always easy. So many perspectives into dealing with other people's kids, but try to do the work. Try to do something, be involved in some way, because this is what's going to be the norm. Where 10, 6, 8, 9-year-olds getting access to weapons, and then they have an issue where I don't like something. I don't like you didn't buy me this, or I don't like what you said to me, and they get access to these weapons and they use the weapons. And they kill people. And these kids are not past 15. This kid that shot the teacher in Newport News, he was 6 years old. Where do a 6-year-old get hands on an automatic weapon? Where did he learn to pull the trigger? Where did he learn to even, unless the gun was already loaded, where did he find access to these weapons? That's the question. And I struggle with continuing to do this stuff because what is this stuff helping if people are continuing to do this? If people don't take the time and really reflect on what they're doing. Reparations ain't gonna always fix this. And again, I'm not just trying to point my finger at one group of people, because white folks, same stuff. White folks, same stuff. Contributing to this stuff as well. Hispanics contributing to this stuff as well. Certain people groups are contributing to this. If you're an elder, or you claim you're a certain thing, you claim you have all this knowledge and all this wisdom, and you're not using it in the right way, or you're not pouring into your people that's under you, what good are you doing? You live a long time and you keep knowledge to yourself, or you pour into certain people. And then you wonder why families are broken up. Because people are not taking time to do the work, do the healing. They have children, and you have this free mind lifestyle. I'm going to do what I want to do. You don't have no structure to your home. And then kids get access to weapons. Kids get to do what they want to do. No one's checking them. No one's pouring into them. And they go out and they do what they want to do. They're doing grown man, grown woman's things. You ain't in school to learn. You shooting the teacher. You don't listen to your mother and say when no is no. You pull a gun and shoot her in the head. To fix communities as a whole, we need to deal with the home. Get into relationships that are going to be fruitful. Change the perspective of relationships. Don't get into a relationship because the woman looks good, or don't get into a relationship with a man because he got some change. This is why we have issues with relationships. That's why we're producing kids and other offspring that are doing stupid stuff. And it's not always, there are some people that probably are pouring into these kids, but they are rebellious. So it's both ways. It's not just the elders not pouring into the kids. Sometimes the kids don't want to receive what the elders are saying. Sometimes the kids don't want to receive what that person is saying when they're trying to help them. So it goes both ways. But until the home is dealt with, until people are doing what they're supposed to do, until people are making wise, smart choices in their relationships, actually being in a relationship for the right reason, actually being healthy, dealing with the hurts, dealing with the pains, having a standard, having structure, allowing roles to be fulfilled, allowing a man to be a man in the home, allowing a woman to be a woman in the home. Till that happens, the communities will stay broken. You're going to take a risk of going to a school today. And sometimes the home is not enough. You got to get it to the community. Good neighbors, good relationships being built. Looking out for one another. Nothing's perfect. I get it. One of the hardest things I'm struggling with is when something major happens. People want to come together. But when stuff is internal, when it's before it blows up, and people are seeing these things, people are speaking about these things. No one says, no one really does anything until it blows up. Don't respect nothing when you're not willing to give anything. When you got the knowledge and you got the wisdom and you got the understanding, you've been out here, pour into the youth. If you're not healing, you're going to pass that stuff to your kids. You're going to pass that stuff to your kids. And then the kids are going to start acting that way. And then the generation is going to continue. That's how generational curses are being born. Because the parents that come together and don't get healed, don't have these conversations, don't have these standards. It ain't about just, I'm going to sleep with you because you look good. Or I'm going to sleep with you because you got money. And you're going to take me out to Ruth and Chris. So you're going to do that dumb stuff. When you get into relationships, they're supposed to be fruitful and lasting. It's supposed to be structured to that relationship. So when you bear children, they can have an example to see. You can't lead what you don't have. And if you don't have it, and it's your job to get healed and learn about these things, get in a position where you can be mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically, and even financially stable. So when you get into a relationship or you're supposed to be getting married, you can be in a fruitful relationship. And when you have children, they can see an example and say, okay, this is how mother do it. This is how dad do it. You teach them structure and responsibility. Teach them how to count. You teach them how to do certain things, etiquettes, being respectful. You teach them conflict resolution. So when they have issues and they don't get what they want, they don't go out and get a gun and shoot the teacher or shoot a person or do damage to other people because they don't get their way. You teach them conflict resolution. They don't get their way. You stop being friends to your children and be parents. Parents' job is to groom and raise to be adults. We're not here to be friends. This whole thing, I'm going to be a best friend to a kid, is the dumbest thing I ever heard. Because you're teaching, when you think about a friend, who has a friend actually chastises or corrects the other friend? A lot of times we have friends, they go along with what the person's doing. Sometimes they scared to lose their friendship, so they don't even say anything. That's not the job of a parent. The job of a parent is to raise and groom them to be responsible adults. But you can't do that until you, as a parent, before you have kids, get healed. You pass down, if you call yourself some type of patriarch or matriarch, and you had grandkids and great grandkids, if they are out of line, then something that you did. If you started right and you had children and you taught them the correct way, and they have children and they go off what you taught them, that's how you can sit as a matriarch or a patriarch and say, okay, everybody's doing it right. Everybody's moving. It's not just always about college. Yes, it's good to go to school. Yes, it's, they go off and be successful, but how they're doing in their relationships. Yes, they go to college and get 2-3 degrees. Yes, they go to military. Yes, they do a trade. Yes, they do open their own business to be entrepreneur. How they're doing their relationships. How is it that what you're taught them is being represented in their generation? Not saying things can't happen. Not saying things somebody can stray away. Not saying that whatever the case, it's always other factors. But the general principle as a mother, father, raising your children, are they having those standards? They may stray away, but they can recall back to it. That's how you can sit up as a matriarch and patriarch. If you move into a relationship with another woman or another man and have children from a previous relationship or previous marriage, you still pour into them. It may not be as easy. It might not be easy to pour into that other person's child because they might experience a certain thing. It may not be easy, but you can at least attempt to try to pour into them. So there's some type of moral establishment. This is one of the problems that we have as in communities as a whole. This is why communities fail. We can't go off the other things when the very basics are not accomplished. When people are not doing what they're supposed to be doing. Ain't no point of going for Black Lives Matter. Ain't no point of doing these things and standing on corners. And when a black man kills another black man, there's no marching or rising or picket fences for that. There's nobody doing none of that stuff for them. And it's happening on a consistent basis. It's pointless when the home is where it begins. Reparations ain't going to fix the home. Programs ain't going to fix the home. Everybody holler certain programs. What fixes the home is the people that's in it. What fixes the home is when mother and father come to one accord and they get healed and they bear children and they start. That's how it fixes. That's how communities are built. It starts from the single home. If it's a single mother, not saying they can't accomplish certain things, there's a risk that things can go wrong. Just like it is when a single father. It's not saying that it can't, because there's a lot of single mothers that did well. But the perfect idea is 2 parents. 2 wholesome, healed parents. Having those conversations. Learning how to conflict resolute in their own home, so when the kids see, they know. What the kids become, because you gotta understand something. These kids will become adults one day. These kids will become adults one day, so they will be mirroring what you did as a mother or a father. And I'm speaking as a product of that. I had to take some time to get healed. I'm still working through certain things. I had to take time to heal from my past, dealing with certain aspects of dealing with my family. Making those hard choices. Got into bad relationships because I didn't do the very thing I just told you. I didn't take the time to vet, or I didn't get the time to really do the very things and make sure that the other person was good to go. But when it's done right, now I can lead and put things in perspective with my children and make sure that they are reciprocating what I teach them. I hope this helps you guys. And then people can get in their feelings, and people can not want to hear this. Not want to, you just talking crazy. Oh, this means nothing. But I'm telling you what, there's no reason that a 6-year-old should be shooting a teacher. And other students in the classroom, they're scared. They're probably getting raised correctly. They're probably having 2 parents in their home, and they go to school and they sit in the classroom trying to learn. And then one of their classroom, when their peers pull out a pistol and shoot the teacher in the chest, that messes them up. Now they got to heal from that because another person didn't do what they're supposed to do as a parent to this 6-year-old. They might have did everything. Let's flip it another way. They might have do everything right, and they still do it. Nothing's guaranteed. But it is guaranteed. The chances are when someone ain't doing what they're supposed to do, that this stuff can happen. Don't call yourself a patriarch if you ain't doing what you're supposed to be doing. Because it ain't just about, and to be honest, especially in certain communities, sometimes patriarchs or matriarchs got to step outside their household. Oh, I ain't got to do all that. That's not my responsibility. Don't blast patriarch. Don't blast matriarch then. Don't sit here and holler you an elder and you ain't doing what you're supposed to be doing. And that's why we have so many broken families. That's why a lot of people are going out here doing their own thing. Family structure is not regarded. Family connectivity isn't regarded anymore. People don't care about hanging out with family no more. Some do, some don't, depending on which community you're in. That's why mother's not regarded, father's not regarded in these communities no more. Mentors and grandparents and grandmothers, we already talked about what happened to some of them. 89-year-olds getting hit in the face, getting assaulted, and not respected. Because people as a whole, general, as people in the population as a whole, general, no matter which ethnic group or race you are, you got to do the work. That's part of why it's so many other things, but that's part of why I'm struggling to still do the stuff on the channel. I agree it's not all one person. Some probably, what are you doing? People had their own say or whatever, but I'm doing what I can. I'm trying to help people. No matter who you are. So that's all I got to say about that. I hope this helps you. I know it's been a minute. Hopefully you can take something out of this. If you're in a position to help someone or mentor someone or help someone be better, especially if they're in the youth stage, take time to do it. Simple. It's simple. Just talking, just sharing, pouring that knowledge, pouring what you have into them. That's helpful. And I ain't talking about pouring in stupid stuff. I'm talking about helping them, taking life experiences, taking things that you've learned that's helped you get to a certain place, taking things that financial life experiences. If you see somebody going off the wrong path, if you see somebody struggling in relationships, if you see somebody doing something, take the knowledge and pour into that person. Whether it's a girl or a boy. Stop abusing communities. Taking advantage of communities. Being a wolf in sheep's clothing. Because this is the result of that. This is why crime, this is why things happen. We go off the police and we go off on, they're just trying to keep a lid on what is going on in their limitations. But if you really want to change communities, it starts with the very people that's in them. Building good, solid relationships. Building trust within the communities. Making sure kids are doing what they're supposed to do. If you don't want to get involved with a kid, say something. If you see a child acting unruly, and you don't want to say nothing to the child, hopefully the parent will receive what you're saying and say, hey, such and such is doing this. I just want to let you know. And hopefully the parent will receive and not get offended because I don't want you talking to my child, getting offended. Or I got this pride in my heart that I don't want to hear that. I'm good. I'm a good parent. Because a lot of people getting their pride because they think when the kid act out or the kid say something that the parents are bad. Some case it is, but not at times it ain't. Sometimes it's just saying, okay, it's an issue. Thank you for telling me. Let's deal with it. And also the people that's telling the other parent that, don't judge the parent. Because if you're a parent, you understand. Kids ain't perfect. It's about working together and saying, okay, I'm going to help them. And that's honestly how we start. Not reparations. Not, getting back at the white man for what they did. Or, not white man, oh, I don't want the black people here in this community. That's not how we fix it. We work together. We get out these feelings and this pride. We work together and we continue to build a community. If you are older and you see certain things, you're supposed to have been living longer, so you're supposed to see certain patterns. You see certain patterns, call it out. Don't just, I'm old, so I'm just sit in the corner and look at my screen, watch my football, cook my little dinner, and that's it. You have a responsibility to try to pour into your generations beneath you. But you have a responsibility to try. And those who are, salute to you. Thank you. Because hopefully that'll impact these communities and the people in them. For those who not, if you choose to sit in the corner and sit in your rocking chair and watch football or cook your dinner or whatever, just sit in the corner. Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing else. Don't say nothing else. So I hope this helped you guys. Leave comments. If you feel like I'm right, leave a comment. If you feel like I'm wrong, say something too. I feel like that's how we fix communities, whether black, white, whatever the case, Hispanic, Asian. If that's the case, I see, depending on which community it is. Not saying certain communities do it better than others. Some communities understand this concept of dealing with pouring into their youth and making them better. Some communities don't. Some onesie twosies here and there. They might understand that we have issues. As a general whole, we can call out specifics. We can call out certain communities. We know what it is. But as a whole, we need to work on this. And those who do have it, try to help the other ones who don't. Try to help the other ones who don't. Those, and when I say the word try, everybody may not receive that. Everybody may not want them coming to them about their kids or coming to them about trying to build something. Some people just had those, and in that case, then you did what you could. Because everybody don't want to have the unity in the community. Some, you might go to the Asian and they don't want to deal with it. Or the Asian may come to the black people. They may, who are you telling me? It's too much pride. But if you can get past that and try to work on building something so we can monitor all the communities from young to old. It's a shame when a school shooting happened and everybody who go there, white, black, Hispanic, Asian, all come together. It don't matter what way, because your kid in there, your kid in that school. So everybody want to come together when something like that happens. But when you're in your own communities, you don't want to come together. You're a little bit more on the upper class, so I don't want to do what you love. But your kid in that school and the shooting is going to affect everybody the same. We're going to continue to have these shootings. We're going to continue to have these issues in our communities, in our nations. In the communities in America. You're going to continue to have these problems. You're going to keep waking up and you're going to see another shooting. A 6-year-old, 2-year-old, 5-year-old, 10-year-old, 11, 15. You're going to continue to see this until it changes. Until do the very thing. Step in your communities. Get out there. You see a kid. Who are you? Who's your mom? Let me meet my parents. Let's make the connections. Those who are new to RBC, welcome. Hope you get something out of the channel. Like I said, I've been on here a lot, but hopefully I can try to get back on here and put stuff out. Be blessed. Talk to you soon.